One thing that many buyers, particularly first-time home buyers, don't completely understand, but is really important, is that buying a house with cash is not the same as buying a house with a mortgage as far as the price goes. So here's what I mean. If somebody is looking at a $500,000 home, but they're also considering a $400,000 home that needs $100,000 worth of updating, some people say, well, they're both $500,000 homes, and that's not wrong. But from a cash flow perspective, for a buyer who needs to use a mortgage, the cost of those homes are very, very different. So the first house, the $500,000 list price house, if you're doing an 80% mortgage, that means you're borrowing $400,000. You need to bring $100,000 in down payment and then whatever your closing costs are. And let's say you've got $150,000 worth of cash, then you can manage that, but you don't have a ton left over. So if you are considering buying a $400,000 house and you need an 80% mortgage, that means you're going to be borrowing $320,000 and you need to cover $80,000 in down payment. So it's a $20,000 lower down payment and your closing costs will be slightly lower. But now you've got to turn around and find another $100,000 worth of cash to do those updates. So depending on how much money, cash money, is actually available, those two properties may look very dissimilar. And you might be able to afford the first one, the $500,000 house, because the difference in the mortgage, that $80,000 difference, that additional mortgage payment, is spread out over 360 months if you have a 30-year mortgage. And you may not be able to afford the other one, even though the mortgage is less, because you have to have a lot of cash to redo the kitchen or put on a new roof and replace all of the HVAC in the house and all of the windows or whatever needs to be done. So just understand that if you need a mortgage, you need to ask yourself if the cost of two properties is the same, if they are not the same list price, but it's sort of one is the list price and it doesn't need work, and the other one is lower list price but needs work. So again, a $500,000 house is not necessarily the same cost as a $400,000 house that needs $100,000 worth of work. So I hope that helps a little bit.